In the neighborhood of Odenoho Kwadaso, a community in the heart of Ghana's second commercial hub, Kumasi, Michelle Ayongen-Dasa runs a cosmetics factory. She refines and processes shea butter into skin and hair care products. Michelle has outlets all over the Ashanti region. Though she has clients abroad, her plans to increase exports are deterred by high shipping costs.
The major issue with trade within the continent is shipping. It costs more to ship 2 kg to Nigeria than to ship to the UK. So yes, it doesn't add up, but those are the issues we have to contend with.
Michelle has been attending training sessions organized by the African Continental Free Trade Secretariat in the Ashanti region of Ghana. The AfCFTA is the world's largest free trade area, bringing together the 55 countries of the African Union and 8 regional economic communities. It is to eliminate trade barriers and boost intra-Africa trade. According to the Engine of Trade in Africa report, there is high price of doing business. This is due to high cost of utilities, IT services, transportation and fuel, as well as limited forms of transport. One of Michelle's banes to realizing her export dream is the cost of production. She believes this goes against her competitiveness with foreign counterparts.
How are we going to compete with the others if Ghana opens up and I have a contract that I have to supply? I'm producing at a higher rate because even access to my funding is beyond 30%. But then there are other countries that are doing less than 10%.
Greenhouse farmer Olivia Amponsa Echampon faces similar challenges. During power cuts, she buys water to irrigate her crops.
Yesterday we were having an issue with the lighting, so we couldn't use the pumping. So either you do manual or gravity. And sometimes if it prolongs, you need to go and buy water. And the water you're going to buy, you don't know the salt content or how the water tends, and it might affect the plant.
As a requirement for trading under the AfCFTA, goods must be 60% Ghana-made. But there is difficulty in accessing raw materials, especially for the fashion and apparel industry. Fashion accessories company Gifted Hands sources its yarns and cords outside the country. Aisha Ababezi Akwete is CEO.
When you are manufacturing, most of the items that we use to manufacture, it's difficult to get them from here because we don't have raw material manufacturing companies based in Ghana. So then maybe you can get 30%, maybe you can get 50%.
Abba's situation is no different from Vivian Awoche, a shoemaker. She says leather produced from cowhide is rather consumed as a meal.
Raw material na me di ejuma ye ni no Ghana ha o. E pieces na abrofo na wisu no. E na yen Ghana fo no bi nso aje ato mo ho Ashanti region mo kofa ba. E na yen nso enya bi e de ye. Nti bi wa leather bi wa ba na se me di ejuma. Wo be ka se na we would ska kotoy se wo de ye den. But leather broni wisu a ono mpe no. And I yakosisa ba ye nsu ekrom ase yesu ye di be bibi tie ba na wa wo de unyansa ato ho ahwe ade a obetimi di aye.
Olivia needs financial assistance to operate an open house farm, but this may come at a huge cost. She is improvising with a bamboo greenhouse structure.
What we really need for expansion is financial assistance in able to secure vast land. And even if you cannot produce, the cost of the structure is very high. We have an improvised way for the greenhouse structure with the bamboo, the woody, and the net. We can improvise and help us to increase the yield.
Product certification and export documentation are the most meticulous processes in the export requirement. Businesses bemoan the difficulty in entering the international market and trading with ease. Without product certification, Olivia has lost potential international clients.
But sometimes it's very difficult as a small scale to know your industry well, to know what are the certificates or the certification that you need in order to upgrade from maybe the small to medium or to the commercial. So sometimes it's very difficult that they need to put in more education on that.
Abba narrates the story of a colleague whose application has taken over 2 years. She is worried she might be hindered too.
Because I have a friend I spoke to who is into manufacturing of cosmetics, and she already has put in application, and from last year to now the application has still not gotten to approval stage.
In Burkina Faso, the Under Africa report recognizes access to information as a bottleneck that affected women's ability to take advantage of any new trade opportunities. In Ghana, among female business owners are semi-literate who bemoan limited access to information, custom regulations and procedure. Semi-literates like Vivian Awache, a shoemaker for 17 years, cites literacy disparities as a major barrier. She laments the non-inclusion of the informal economy for opportunities.
Especially young school kakrani saying won't a hoshe. The end of the day, no more the bema or more or munim rofuka, which is Ghana House to say only maybe Ghana has said before. Oh, Yabeka Sebia or Bibenya benefit will be hono. A bedding can't school for no one, so Okana war from our school, Samuel, what Betsy.
Businesses outside the capital of Ghana, Accra, seldom have access to training opportunities. Olivia wants training to be extended to other regions.
Most of this training takes place in Accra. For us in Kumasi, I don't know, but most of the trainings, if you heard about it, is in Accra. So sometimes if you are busy, the transportation in and out, sometimes you don't get time to go.
Limited access to agricultural inputs, technologies and extension services hamper women's effectiveness and productivity. Akusia Amevo is CEO of Keshikozi Company Limited, a palm oil producing firm. She is hindered to move up the value chain in producing value-added palm oil.
What we are doing here is being done manually, so it's very cumbersome. So when we get machines, that will help us to be able to produce more.
Vivian wants a professional network and association to be created for female-owned businesses.
I just say, "Wunya obia obeso inside the work I could do. The baby crana, I radio, but when I woke up, oh, say idea ya the near map, but from near yet near massy, oh, penny for a choice, beer, say, ni say, yet saw near money, say, beer, say, ni say, I didn't be a new home, no one in you, but the I said a bear, bet some what's in your massy, you know, and then I like it."
Both Abba Basie and Vivian say an enabling environment for their businesses to thrive will help them make the most out of the AfCFTA, which will aid their impact of assisting and employing underprivileged women.
I think in my own singular or smaller ways, I've been able to create businesses or create jobs for our youth, because I employ people who have finished secondary school who cannot continue.
Mitimi ye adwuma ne bebre na mitimi edi ma no ene even mema omo ni je ho ne nkwala e wo fie a omo so eni hwe ye no se at least omo so nkoton anase o menchire omo adwuma bi tse girl am ne ye adwuma ise onu ebi ni fie.
But the Ghana Standards Authority are mandated to ensure high-quality goods are produced in Ghana. The authority outlines processes businesses have to go through to get products certified. Regional Manager Samuel K. Frimpong observes most businesses instead fall back at the documentation stage of the certification process. This process requires businesses to produce a detailed quality manual of their business operations.
So the application, the document review and all those things, those are the requirements. And most of the time, that's where the delay is. You know, we are part of this side. Documentation is a problem. Asking someone to put things on paper becomes a problem.
Similarly, the Food and Drugs Authority says some businesses fail to address queries that are raised when their products undergo scrutiny. John Lai Odaitete is Regional Manager of the Food and Drugs Authority.
The products will go through a lot of scrutiny. The label evaluation, the content evaluation, where the laboratory analysis will also have to take place. And so, whatever you miss in the process, you'll be asked to replace or address. So queries are raised. Oftentimes, people fail to address the queries that are raised.
The Ghana Standards Authority and Food and Drugs Authority have affirmed their readiness to support businesses with product standardization and certification.
So from the date of inspection, the day that we come to visit and then inspect and then take the sample, from the date to the day that you get your license, that's if everything moves on, all things being equal, you have no problems on the way, no failing and those things. At 60 days.
And we are all poised for action. We need to ensure that whoever visits our office is assisted appropriately, yes, to get things done. Because we are talking about the health of the consumer. So the safety of the product and the quality should be ascertained.
For Joy Business, Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.